Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to my new video series on home maintenance. I'm Lesley Salman with LPT Realty, and today I'm joined with Tom Hall of Vision Lawn and Landscape. Thanks for coming in and helping me out with this one.
Sure, thanks for having me.
Do you want to talk a little bit about what types of services you provide?
Yeah, we're local to the Haymarket, Gainesville area. We do work all over Northern Virginia, but primarily we do a lot of hardscapes and a lot of outdoor lighting, creative planting, things like that.
Tom, he's very humble. He won't say this himself, but he is the best, total perfectionist. He always makes sure that things are never cutting corners, takes such pride in his work. So I would never use anyone besides Tom to do any of this stuff. But I'm having him over today because we are going to show you guys, once you get the paper patio put in, there's stuff you have to do to clean it and maintain it, right?
Yeah, it's important because there's a lot of organic matter, leaf stains, just general dirt and grime that happens on a patio. And if you don't keep it clean, sometimes the stains can set in and it's kind of hard to get rid of. So if you can maintain it on a yearly basis, it definitely helps keep the patio up to date.
That's what I was going to ask next. How often? So it's a yearly basis.
Yeah, I would say at least once a year. It depends on how you live in an area that's lots of leaves, so maybe twice a year. And just try to keep your leaves off the pavement. Try to keep them blown because they're very acidic, and that's probably the biggest problem with stains in patios, is just trying to keep it off the leaves.
Right. Okay. Well, cool. Well, let's go show everybody how to do that.
Sounds good.
Okay.
So before we get started, I just want to point out a few things that most homeowners are dealing with when they're dealing with a patio, or what causes some of the things and how to do to prevent some of those. Very common is some of the moss that builds up. Moss is just basically from damp areas that kind of retain moisture. It's important to get rid of it because it contaminates some of the polymer sands and it hurts the integrity of the sand. The best thing to do is to get rid of the moss and then refill it in with polymer sand. A preventive way to do that is in the spring, if you can, to hit it early on with either some bleach, or there's some moss products that you can put on there. If you have access to some pool shock, works very well. Be careful with that because it is very caustic. And then try to, after that, be sure to re-polysand, because if you don't put the polysand, sometimes the pavers can loosen up or fill in with weeds, and weeds are something we're trying to prevent, and that's what causes, it's what helps with the polysand. It keeps the weeds down to a minimum. And then we have some small stains, just the leaf stains from the acid of the leaves. Very easy to get rid of. Clorox, a little bit Dawn dish soap, and some water, 25% bleach and 75% water. Just let it wet the surface first. Spray that mixture on your leaf stains and let it sit. You don't even have to power wash it. Most of the time it'll just rinse off with a hose.
Okay.
So those are really easy minor things, but you just keep it clean and spray some of that stuff. If you can hit it in the spring, it'll really save you a lot of issues later on in the year.
A lot of headaches.
Yeah, well, not headaches, but it'll definitely keep your cleaning to a minimum.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Tom. It looks amazing.
Yeah, it came out really well. We didn't have too much stains. This is a product we installed. It's called Unilock. It's a manufacturer. And the good thing about this is a finish called Enduro Color, so it helps resist some of the stains. It's a tighter mix, cement mix, so it really helps keep the pavers clean and helps keeps the stains from setting in. So selecting a paver from the very beginning helps, but if you already inherited a patio, then you have to work with what you got. But overall, and then after everything's finished and dry, we'll come back in and reapply any polysand that might have been blown out. Some of the moss that we had to take care of, that'll need some adjusting. One tip on the polymer sand, you have to make sure you get the old polymer sand out when you're reapplying some of the areas. Not everything, but where you're putting it, you want to try to extract some of that polysand out, because new polysand doesn't stick to old polysand. You need at least a 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch depth to be able for that polysand to sit down in the joint to work.
Sounds like another video coming.
Oh no.
All right, well thank you so much. Yeah, this has been a great video. I hope everybody learns a lot from Tom, and if you need a hardscape or anything to do with landscaping, this is your guy.
All right, thanks so much. I appreciate it, Lesley.
You're welcome.
Alrighty.